For me and Mike, our boys are very, very similar footballers. They're both good on the ball. We've worked on that so much. But then when it comes to the actual defending side, it's not for the want of trying always because they're relatively slight, both of them. So, like when they play against big, strong boys, you can see sometimes a little bit of hesitation. And when it's not hesitation, they might get beat because that kid is just physically superior to them in terms of speed, strength, and size. So tell me, if they're 8 and 9 years old, what have you seen of players develop physically? And then how do you get the best out of players that don't really have that
Yeah,
physicality, but they're good on the ball?
everybody's got different maturation rates, and you have your early developers, your late developers, and quite often you see the ones that are successful in them young ages, the ones that are a little bit more physically developed, so they may be a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. Obviously that helps. They basically can kick a ball harder than anyone else. But I think I always look at it and go, okay, that might be a competency area to look at within your training sessions. So put the big strong ones up against the big strong ones, for example. But we also want to stress the other players as well. So you might have your slight players up against your strong players. So taking things like that into consideration is important. But also, I would always look at the technical and the little bit of basic tactical element that we can get into the players. So if you're talking about your boy being a defender and he's a little bit slight and he's playing against big, strong players, well, how well does he read the game? Can I work with him on his technical defending in terms of being side on? I learned early in my coaching that if you're a centre back and you're playing up against someone who's quicker than you don't want to get in a race with them. So can we be in a position where we might be able to intercept, or we're on the half turn and it might be where we're protecting the space in behind by being on the half turn, so we're out half a second or a second quicker. We can maybe push off that centre forward to be able to go and deal with the ball in behind, or if it's going into feet, can we recognise that we can put pressure on there without, you don't have to be too forceful and aggressive, but we can still force away from goal. So I think breaking the game down in terms of the technical attributes and where we can help players, because if you think about it, take away from the psychological side, they will gain confidence and elude fear through having success. So if we can guide them through the technical qualities and help them so they become more reassured in what they're supposed to be doing and how to read the game and all this sort of stuff, when we're adding those technical tactical qualities to the players, they will gain a lot of confidence from that. And then 2 3 years down the line, when that physical development window opens up and they become bigger, stronger, faster, and they catch players up, that's when they're going to overtake players as well.